Hello, friends, and welcome to my today's lecture, that is on the second part of Portia's character sketch in William Shakespeare's A Merchant of Venice. Friends, in my last lecture, I had spoken about Portia as being one of the most beautiful, gracious, rich, intelligent, and quick-witted, with luxurious lifestyle and high standards for a potential romantic partners. Among the heroines, I had also mentioned that among the heroines created by Shakespeare, Portia occupies a high position. I had mentioned a few qualities in Portia which helps to impart a measure of greatness to her, like the sense of humor and the sparkling wit, or the devotion to her father's memory and her essential wisdom. I had also mentioned a few remarks like nothing is good if it is not seen in its proper context, and many more remarks that show that she was essentially a wise woman. Today I'll be talking about the remaining qualities in her. Now if we read through Portia's speech, Quality of Mercy, we would very well come to know of Portia's compassionate nature. Now the speech depicts mercy as a sublime quality, twice blessed to the one who gives and the one who receives. Now, according to Portia, mercy is an attribute to God Himself, but the Jews do not pay heed to her plea. And even she, in pronouncing punishment to which Shylock has rendered himself liable, she forgets her own plea for mercy, and she lets the Christians have their own way. She allows them to force Shylock to part with his wealth and also to be converted into a Christian. Now, another quality that Portia is talked about as being modest, humble, and feminine. Now, the Portia is a woman with a powerful intellect and extraordinary powers of reasoning, but she remains a woman at heart with a lot of modesty, humility, and compassion. She succeeds in playing a masculine role in when she disguises herself as a man in order to save Antonio. But otherwise, on all other occasions, she shows that to be graceful and a lovable person, a woman should essentially be modest. Now, when she sees Bassanio choosing the lead casket, she's overwhelmed by a feeling of ecstasy and she's not able to control her emotions. And he also, while opening the casket and finding Portia's picture in it, he claims it with a kiss and she delivers a humble speech. We see that Portia describes herself as unschooled, unlessoned, and an unpracticed woman. And even then, she goes and surrenders herself to the man who has won her as his wife. We also find that Portia is very large-hearted and she has a generous disposition. That is, she's a generous woman. Though not all wealthy people are that generous like her, and some are great misers too, like Shylock. But we see that Portia is completely different from them. Now, on learning about Antonio, she offers to Bassanio any amount of money that he may need to rescue Antonio from the Jews' clutches. And then we all know how she disguised herself as a lawyer and saved Antonio's life. Her graciousness is also talked about a lot. That is her tact and sympathy. Now, when the suitors come to Belmont, like the Prince of Morocco, uh, we see in the play that she behaves very politely with them, with him. She even honors the rank of the prince that he deserves. Though once he leaves, she reveals that she did not like him at all, and that it was a gentle riddance from him. Now, even when the Prince of Aragon comes, she calls him noble and gives him his due respect. Though once he leaves, she calls him a deliberate fool. Now, to her, both these men were shallow, greedy, self centered, and who were greedy for her father's money, though. But on their faces, she was very generous, gracious, and a ladylike to them. And Lorenzo also appreciates her generosity, as when we read through the play we come to know. And when she asks or allows Bassanio to help his friend, that also proves that she has been very generous in that. And for all the above attributes that laid for or sung or said about Portia, and many more qualities, critics actually describe Portia as the queen of the play or the muse of wisdom and love. They also say that she's as natural as Eve and paradise. Now, that's all for the character sketch of Portia. I'll be coming up with more character sketches and other aspects of the novel, of the play, Merchant of Venice. Till then, goodbye and thank you, friends.